Hey, what's going on, guys? Major here, and welcome to another major episode of the Majoration Podcast, where we talk about all things inspirational, aspirational, and motivational. Today, we have a very special guest, super talented singer songwriter Liv Hanna. I'm really excited about asking her some questions. I most recently came across her page and was getting familiar with her, but I said, what better way to get familiar with her than to talk to her and ask her some questions, and hopefully by me going down this rabbit hole of questions, you guys get a chance to have a new favorite artist and also learn some of the great things about who she is and where she's going with her vision for music. So, without further ado, Liv, thank you so much for coming onto the Majoration Podcast.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. So,
I'm
um,
excited to chat and yeah.
yeah, it should be fun. So, um, when it comes to music, ideally, it starts from some type of some place that stimulated you early on. Is that safe to say? Is there someone who kind of you identify with that made you find this voice and find this passion? Like, what initially led you to say, I want to become this singer songwriter that you are today?
Well, definitely growing up, I lived in a very musical family. My dad went to college for music and plays guitar, bass, drums, mandolin, like every instrument you can think of, we had it in our house. And they put me in musical theater at a young age, so I did a lot of community theater growing up, and they put me in front of every musical genre you can think of, from jazz to going to opera to musical theater to Alicia Keys and Sarah Bareilles, singer-songwriters. So that's kind of where it started. And yeah,
So
I would
originally
say
though,
that's where it started, just with my childhood, and then I started songwriting.
you are initially from
Mhm.
New York, is that correct?
New York.
Okay. So
Yes.
what are some of the things that you would say that as far as culture wise, experience wise, what are some of the things that you took from New York and that you took over with you to Miami? Because sometimes, we have these certain ways that we do things in certain areas, but it's totally different in another area. Like, what is the difference between New York and Miami so far?
Well, they're completely different cities. I would say music wise though, definitely I took the New York music. Like we would go to jazz bars a lot, like Blue Note and 54 Below. Like definitely I took that jazz soundscape, and also falling in love with theater. We saw every Broadway show that was ever played. So we would just go into the city all the time in operas, as I said before. So we just would listen to every genre of music, and I kind of took all of that with me into my songwriting. So yeah.
So music is it touches on a lot of different emotions, and sometimes you can hear a certain song and it can remind you of a place in your life. So for you, what are
Mm-hmm.
like two favorite songs that when you hear them, it takes you to a special
Ooh.
place or a special memory?
Okay. This is an this is an interesting question. No one's asked me this before. No one's ever asked me this. I guess Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae.
Yeah, yeah,
That is honestly like my go-to comfort song. It doesn't bring me back to like, oh, like December 2017, but like I know whenever I'm having an anxiety attack or I'm upset about something or like I'm crying, whatever, or if I've had a bad day or a bad moment, I just like blast that, and it kind of just grounds me. And I don't know what it is about it. Like anytime that I've ever had a bad point in my life, I'm like, oh, like let me put this song on.
yeah.
And she just like kind of calms me down. Like I love that song. I don't really know why I have that attachment to it or where it came from, but I've always just like listened to that, and it kind of just grounds me, and it's part of like my self-care playlist too, like at night, and in the morning. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
and
that's my number one. But
and the reason why I asked that is because I grew up in a very musical household, meaning that it wasn't a lot of good
hmm
singers or talent, but there was always music playing. And so I
hmm
remember as we cleaned the house, certain memories and moments, or even just how it made me feel. Like in my household, my mother listened to a lot of blues. So I know all the blues records and the disco
right.
and the pop
Yeah.
records and stuff like that. So I'm always interested when I'm talking to some of my people and my friends in music, kind of
hmm
probing them because it's such a powerful tool. Music
Right.
just it transcends whether from a emotional,
Right.
cultural, educational, entertainment standpoint. But we know it's not all glitz and glamour. Me coming from a music background, I know for sure. What are some of the shortcomings you've had in the past that have actually given you strength to continue to move forward?
You're asking all new questions today. Shortcomings I've had that have given me the strength to move forward. I would just say, like relationships ending, and even like those could be friendships, because sometimes those friendship breakups hurt more than even like a romantic relationship. And they just motivate me because everyone's meant to come into your life for a certain reason and like for a certain season, you know? So then I write about that too, because when I write very self-reflectively, and it's all about my experiences and my experiences with others. So then that's kind of like my journal to let it all out. So in the moment, it's really bad. Like, oh no, like they were in my life for like this chunk of time, you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden they're not. And that's a shortcoming that I feel like happens quite often. Um, but you know what? I write about it. And if I didn't have any of these bad experiences, I would have nothing to write about. So
Yeah, no, I get it. So you
yeah.
basically turn a negative into a positive and use it as fuel for your artistry. So that's great. I think a lot of artists,
Mm-hmm.
and also some of
Yeah.
the greatest artists,
Right.
kind of engineer their artistry in that way as well. So you're on the right path for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah. It's all
building,
inspiration.
yeah, for sure. When it comes to building a team and having the right people around you, as you said, some people in your life
Mm-hmm.
for a reason or a season. How do
Mm-hmm.
you instinctively choose who to allow to be in your space and consume your time, artistically at this point?
Right. These are really good questions. Um, I would say I've given pretty much everybody a try. Like seriously, everybody. I've had producers in New York, Miami, LA. I've had a bunch of studios. I've had yeah, I've just had a lot of experience with individual producers where I go to their house, you know, and like I'm in their basement, and then I've gone to like really nice fancy studios. And sorry, my dog's eating something with peanut butter on it. So sorry. Sorry. But anyways, that's fine. He can have it. But what was I gonna say? So I've tried everybody. I've done a song like with many different people, and I know a lot of people just stick to like one person or one team, but you don't know who that is until you've gone through all the people, you know, because some people are like really great and they get your soundscape and they get your vibe, but then they aren't responsive and you don't get your track back for 6 months. And then other people are timely, but it's just not the vibe that you're looking for, you know what I mean? And like they're just not on the same like wavelength, and you're trying to articulate the sound that you want, and they're like kind of changing it to their own thing, but they'll deliver, you know what I mean? So it really is trial and error, I would say, especially in the music industry. And not even just with producers, I would say with management as well. And like having a PR team or having an agent and like building like that whole team, like you were saying, marketing, whatnot. So I'm really grateful that this year I kind of found my team, you know. I have like my two producers. I met my band this year too, who's pretty really awesome. And I met them through like walking my dog and meeting a random woman on the street. Like everything kind of just fell into place. So I would say keep trying and give it time, you know? And if you're like, this sounds silly, but I'm into like spiritual stuff. If you're on the right vibration of it and you're not like, oh, like I can't find anyone like to help me, oh, like my music's not gonna make it. If you're in the right vibration of like keeping your head into your work and like doing what you need to do, they'll kind of come to you and like, you know, right place, right time. And if you're ready like to take it to the next level, then the people who are willing to help you will just show up.
No,
So,
I definitely agree
yeah.
with that. So at this point, what do you feel like you do best to kind of reset yourself or recenter yourself or just kind of redistribute some of the energy that you put out trying to not well working towards, your success and because we all as artists have these aspirations to be at certain places.
Hmm.
Or artistically, what are some of the things that
Hmm.
you do personally to decompress, whether it's walking your dog or like what are some of the things that kind of recenter you?
Oh, to decompress, like to ground myself, I would say definitely having a morning routine. Routines are very sacred to me. So I write like a to-do list every single night for like the next day, every day, and then I have to cross it off. So I love to wake up early and walk my dog, of course. I love to go to Pilates. That really grounds me, or like yoga of some sort. Just like being outside, going to the beach. Honestly, that's basically it. And songwriting. And I'm trying to get into cooking, but I think that's really it.
Nice.
Skincare, stuff like that, self-care, just like watching New Girl and like being mindless sometimes to like reset myself and like charge my social battery. But yeah, I think that's it.
How important is sleep to you, or is it?
Very. Oh my God, it's extremely important. And I don't understand some people. Some people go to bed at like 5 o'clock. Five. No, I need sleep more than anybody. I need like 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, like, because I can't function. It's like I've been drugged if I don't get sleep. It's really bad. I need sleep.
I
Yeah.
know. I ask a lot of people that question, and they have a lot of different answers. So I'm always interested to hear, people's opinion,
Yeah.
on
A
how
lot of
how they
people don't need
function.
it, right? A lot of people don't need it. It's so crazy.
So
Yeah.
talk to me about um, "Against." Right, that's the new single that's currently out on the streaming platforms. Um,
Again,
it's called "Again."
again, 3x, like again, 3 times.
Okay,
Again, again,
fantastic.
again.
Again, so again, uh, is that something that derived from an experience, or was that just something you did just creatively? And just tell me a little bit about it. And have you performed that song live yet?
I actually haven't performed it live yet. I would love to perform it live because I also recorded an acoustic version of it and that I'll release very soon. And it's just me playing the piano and singing, and we recorded it like live in one take, so it sounded like a live recording. And I just love playing it live for everyone, but I haven't done it yet in a gig. It's about a relationship, actually not one of my relationships, a relationship, some other relationship, my friend's relationship that I was observing. And just the fact that like she's always complaining about this guy and like we know that he's like not a good person. It's officially over now. But just saying that he does this, this, and that, and like she hates him, but like she'll still fall again, again, again. You know what I mean? Like you could do this, you could do that, but like I'll still show up for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Despite like knowing that you're not right for me, I'll still like fall for you again and again and again. So
So
yeah, that
so
was the
so
message in that one.
so a lot of artists these days have two different spectrums that they're on, and I really want to understand like your grit and your hustle
Mm-hmm.
and also your
Mm-hmm.
mentality. And what I mean by two
Mm-hmm.
different spectrums is that you have certain artists that have the old elements of they want to be mystic and nostalgia as if they're Mariah Carey already, right? And so they
Mm-hmm.
overthink, they don't put out enough music, they're not into the
Mm-hmm.
socials that much. And then you have the other ones that are
Mm-hmm.
constantly creating content and creating new waves and avenues and opportunities for themselves. I haven't had a
Mm-hmm.
chance to look at everything that you've done thus far, but are you on either side or in the middle? How or where are you in the independent space of building your personal brand and building your artistry at this particular point?
I'm 100% the second one. I could have a TED talk about how you're your own brand. I actually spoke to one of the college classes in the communication school about marketing and how like you're not just marketing what a product you have, well, especially in the music industry because the artist is the brand and it's not just your music, it's the way you talk, the way you present yourself and show up in everyday life, like what you wear, what you order at that restaurant, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because you as yourself are the brand, it's and I don't really separate the artist from the art unless it's like Kanye because I love him. Um, but I really like his music's the best. But anyways, um, yeah, so you're your brand, and I do that every day on all social platforms, and also how I show up in life and what I dress in, and how I speak to people, and all of that. But I film like 3 times a week for socials, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, and then I'll post like every day. Like literally on my to-do list, it says post on Instagram, post on Twitter, because I haven't done much music on Twitter lately. Do the marketing thing. What is it? The marketing campaign on Facebook, Google Ads. Like I literally do all of it. YouTube Shorts, because on TikTok, when you post something, there's a website that gets rid of the watermark, and then you can post that same TikTok as an Instagram reel, as a YouTube short, as a Facebook marketing campaign. And I just take that on Twitter and I put it everywhere on my website. I'm constantly updating my merchandise, constantly making new websites and switching from Shopify to Wix to Squarespace, like, and it's me who does it. So
Right.
very important on that.
Okay. Well, that is great
Yeah.
to hear because I hear a lot of artists and they have these gripes about their positioning, and I always ask them like, so what are
Hmm.
you doing in addition to that? And then they're posting twice a week and waiting on the
Hmm.
video editor and waiting on someone to take a professional photo shoot. I'm like, you have all the power to do what you need to do in your hand with your phone right now,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
doing as well. So from New York to Miami, now you're moving to LA.
Yes, I
So
am.
what have you heard about LA thus far?
Traffic's bad. That's like the main thing. It's huge. I mean, I've been going there a bunch. I have a lot of family and friends there. Um, yeah, it's huge though, and I never noticed that because like Manhattan, like the little island of New York City, like you could go from like Chinatown to the Upper East Side in like 20 minutes if you wanted to. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
the entire island. But there, it's like a bunch of little like cities and towns and stuff, and it takes 40 minutes to get anywhere, and I'm kind of scared, but it's okay. I'm excited. I'm
It
excited.
should be fun.
I'm living in Hollywood.
So what prompted
So,
the move? So you'll be in Hollywood. You'll be in Hollywood.
mm-hmm.
What ultimately
I'll be in
prompted the
Hollywood.
move?
Well, it's kind of at a standstill right now, but I had a meeting with Warner Records, the VP, and he was basically like, "Oh, like we love you. We're gonna transfer your catalog because I'm owned by Sony right now because my distributor is Orchard." So he was like, "Oh, like we're gonna call up Sony. We're gonna get your catalog transferred from Orchard Sony to Warner Chappell Publishing, and we're gonna sign you as an artist." So they basically told me to like move out there immediately and they want to like start working with me and fund the whole thing. So it's a slow, long process, but he like listened to my entire discography. I text him new music as I do it. So that's what's happening with that. And then I'm also graduating the University of Miami in like 3 weeks. So yeah, I was either gonna go home and live with my parents, and I'm an only child, and like be a waitress in New York, or they were thankfully supportive of me just going across the country, and they're like, "Yep, just go straight from Miami to LA. Like we'll fly out with you and help you get all settled, and you'll figure it out." So that's what I'm doing, and I'm super excited. So yeah.
Well, that's good, man, and it's good to know that you have friends and family out here also because one of the biggest things that, and I've been in LA for 26 plus years. It's always good to have that support and have those people that are around you that are encouraging you because from a entertainment standpoint, LA is a very hard place to succeed
Right.
because everyone is trying to do exactly what you're trying to do. And they believe that their talent, their dream, their
Right.
passion is just as important as yours. And so it is a dogfight, you know. Um,
Right.
but, if you embody
Mm-hmm.
those characteristics the way that I just heard you explain them, it's going to allow you to stand out. Just
Right.
continue to stick with it and have that work ethic in play, and then I'm sure it'll all
Right.
work out for you for sure. So that's great.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So the single came out when? When did it come out?
Um, when did it come out? No, was it November 5th? No, it was November 1st. Friday, November 1st.
Okay.
Friday, November 1st. Yeah, and it's
And,
doing pretty good. So it's been out 11 days and it's at 50,000
and
streams.
the producer of that song, one of the two new individuals that you're working with.
Yes, he is. And then I have another single coming out on 11/29 called Star Signs, and I put both of those producers together for Star Signs. So I'm super
Okay.
excited for that one. That's like my favorite song thus far.
Nice. And I
So,
guess one of the other
yeah.
questions I was going to ask you, if you had the opportunity to open up for an amazing act and you have 15 minutes, What act would that be?
Ooh. Well, I think I would open up for maybe Nessa Barrett, if you know who that is.
I
If
do.
you don't, you should listen to her Young Forever album from 2022. Um, I guess who else? Who else? Who else? Lana Del Rey, if she was still alive, Amy Winehouse, because I always say like this is my musical influence genre. It's kind of like dark pop and like pop rock and alt pop and singer-songwriter. It's not really like Ariana Grande. It's more like Amy Winehouse, Lana Del Rey, maybe some Lady Gaga, kind of Madison Beer, Billie Eilish, Nessa Barrett. So I would open for any of them.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
any of them. Yeah.
That's good. So so what's been your most amazing moment live performing live so far?
Performing live, I did that a bunch in New York over the summer. And I think my favorite song to perform, so this isn't like one moment, it's just like every time that I sing it. It's my song called Sign It on the Line. And it's my band's favorite song also. So we close every show with Sign It on the Line. And it's just like the best, like knowing like, oh, we did another show and like it went so well. And everyone's like standing at this point because it's the last song, you know. And then like I finish singing it and then they kind of just like loop like the chords and they're my guitarist is like you know and they're just like jamming out and it's just like we've concluded the show and we did like our favorite I don't know I just like a memory I love doing that song and I think when I continue to build like my set list for tours and stuff even though the song is very old so yeah I just that's a memory that I love having from gigging so yeah.
No, that's great. So when you're preparing as an artist, we have to sometimes I think the ideal is to kind of be healthy and be fit, but we do have our
Hmm.
tendencies to veer off sometimes. Like what is a cheap meal for you?
A cheap meal like a fast food moment.
Yeah, like
Oh,
if
a
it's
cheat meal.
a
A
cheat
cheat
meal,
a
yeah.
cheat meal. I thought you said a cheat meal. No, that makes so much more sense. Annie's mac and cheese. Do you know Annie's mac and
Mm,
cheese?
I
The
do.
purple box, the
Yeah,
white cheddar
yeah,
shells. Oh my
I
God, it's
do.
so good.
Trader
And then
Joe's.
yeah, so good. And then also from Trader Joe's, like the mushroom truffle pizza, so good. They have truffle chips there. Like anything truffle, honestly. I could go on and on.
No,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
mac and cheese, anything truffle, any kind of pasta. That's what I have
Nice.
to say.
So would you say that
Yeah.
some of your best experiences musically would it be from those basement moments with producers or in the high-end fancy studios? What would you say?
Um, it depends. Studio 26 is a very renowned studio in Miami. Like they've worked with everybody. Very expensive, but I had the best time and I had the best results. I mean, seriously, like the best. They did Sign It on the Line. If you want to take a listen. Um, and I just loved working with them. I just couldn't do it anymore. But then also my other best experience is working with my other producer Flex, Flex, and he's down the street from my house. So I literally walk out my front door in New York, like my parents' house, and I walk down the street and he's right there and it's so chill and we'll like go puff a bottle of wine and like Chick-fil-A or something, you know what I mean? And I'll be there like till late nights of that like late hours of the night. I'll come back the next morning. Like it's just so fun. It's so chill. And that's honestly better. And I get even better results. So they're equally as good. They're just completely different experiences, you know?
Yeah. No, I can
Yeah.
totally see that. If you had the options and you had to eliminate either of the two, to the ability to dream or your emotions, you only have one option. Which one would you choose? Which one would you eliminate? The
The
ability
ability to
to
dream.
dream or to eliminate emotions?
Oh, I guess I guess ability to dream. Is that crazy? I don't know.
I've heard it on different sides because it means different things to different people.
Because I almost
Because
said the other one, but I don't know. What were you gonna say?
no, I said I've heard it on both sides because some people will be like, well, the dream is responsible for my success because of the dream I was able to go and do an XYZ. And some people
Yeah.
might, well, my emotion, like with you, with your music, your pain and the things you go through, that may be
Mhm.
contributing to your success as well. So
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm like, I don't need the ability to dream because my emotions and what I do and my songwriting and my performing will get me there, you know?
yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but
That,
yeah.
so what would you say is your favorite? And this is kind of like a get to know rundown, so we can know a
Mhm.
little bit about you beyond just music. So what is your favorite season as far as, winter, spring, fall, and
Oh,
also
my
what is
favorite
your favorite
season.
holiday?
My favorite season, I think I have to say fall, and I would never say that before. I would always say spring, but it's fall. And then my favorite holiday is Christmas, for sure.
Christmas. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And
Right?
what was the best gift you've ever gotten in between ages 15 and 20?
Oh, in between ages 15 and 20? I don't even know. I guess like, oh, I went to Italy with my mom and we went to a Prada in Italy and I got a Prada purse. That was the best hands down. It was just a mother-daughter trip, just she and I, and it's like my favorite thing ever. So
Nice.
I'd
So
have
would
to
you?
say that. Oh, well, that wasn't Christmas, I just realized. But I was just
Oh,
thinking in
nice.
general. I don't remember what I get for Christmas. I don't remember. I don't know.
How
I'd
um
have to say the purse.
how important is family to you?
Extremely. I'm an only child, and this is my mom's birthday tattooed on my arm. So, very much so.
Nice. And so when you say that they are extremely supportive, are they also very protective? Because I don't have any daughters, I have all sons, but I would think that I would be
Mhm.
like very psycho over my daughter and like my only daughter. And so releasing could be kind of hard so how have they managed that, and how well connected do you guys stay when it comes to that?
We stay super connected. Sorry, my dog keeps chewing things. But I'm just gonna let it be. We stay super connected. I call her probably more than she calls me. And I talk to them about everything, and they're super supportive of like whatever I do and going to LA, as I said before. So yeah, they're the best, honestly. And they're supportive of the music career as well, because my dad is super into music and whatever I do, they're supportive, which is awesome, and I'm super grateful.
Nice. So
Yeah.
one thing I was going to ask you, now that you're going to be out here in LA,
Mm-hmm.
I have a few different things that are coming up that I want to have you participate in. I have a nonprofit. It's called Major Kicks for Kids. We give away
Mm-hmm.
over 1,000 pair of sneakers every single year to kids in need, and we also do statewide shoe drives for homeless veterans. So
Mm,
any of your friends or family members are more than welcome to come out, as we're going to be giving
yeah.
away tennis shoes and toys during the holiday season, which would be
Oh,
great.
that's
A
amazing.
lot of other influencers there and other people as well, but it's a good
Yeah,
moment to come out there and just kind of connect with people. And with that said, how
that's
has that
awesome.
process been in regards to any charitable opportunities for you? Like, what do you do in that particular space, or have you had time to really indulge?
Honestly, I haven't as much as I would like to, but when I am famous, I want to get into there are like all these like mental health and depression like charities that I want to really like help and get into and do more of that, but I haven't unfortunately done as much as I should with that. But
Okay.
not
Well,
recently. I mean, I was a Girl Scout like back in the day. So I used to do stuff like that all the time, like soup kitchens and like I would like not host them, but like I would kind of fundraise and do all of that.
yeah,
For we had Thanksgiving drive every year until I was like in senior in high school. But then I kind of got to Miami and there was like, I don't know. But I'll pick
nice.
back up on it when I get to LA.
Okay, perfect. Well, we
I
will
will.
love to have you. I'll make sure that Tina get some information over to you guys. So we would love to have you. Even if you can't make it to
Awesome.
that one, maybe there'll be another one that you'll be able to make as well. No pressure, but
Of course.
I
When
just
is
want to
it?
extend the opportunity. We are getting all the dates this coming week.
Of
So
course.
by
Thank
by
you.
Friday, we should know. And then I have Tina
Okay.
just to kind of disseminate some of that information out to you. We'll see, if you're able to make it or not. But I have her seen some pictures too. Though last year
Hmm.
was absolutely phenomenal, like super amazing. So many
Oh,
families. I think we gave away, and I partner with another nonprofit called Trina's Kids. Like 20 to 30,000
oh my
toys that
gosh.
particular day, all brand new in boxes. Like it was crazy.
Oh,
And
wait, that's awesome.
they're doing it again, and they're going on a tour with it. They do like a 10 city tour. So I just participate in the one in LA.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Well, I'll definitely try to be there. I'll be out there so soon. So
That
looking
sounds
forward to
good.
it.
Well, listen, I don't want to hold you up and take up much of your time. First of all, I want to say thank you, and I want to wish you the best of luck on all your endeavors. I believe that you're super talented, have a lot of potential, but just continue to work and continue to have that independent spirit. Even when you do possibly get signed, don't lose that independent
Hmm.
spirit of staying
Right,
active and controlling how you engage with your audience and stuff like that. And I look forward to learning more about you.
right.
So if there's any value that we
Awesome.
can add from our side, we'll definitely be there to support you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And where
Thank
can
you. And we'll
everyone?
keep in contact, of course.
Okay. And where can everyone find you on social media so we can make sure that you shout it out?
I would say Instagram is the number one because it has my website and Spotify and links to everything you could possibly need to know about me. So my Instagram is Liv, LIVVHANNAAA. And then you could just Google my website, my music, my Spotify is just Liv, LIV, Hannah, HANNA.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
that's where you can find me.